Okay, so in the last video we have covered about div and everything of above. So today we'll be discussing about tables in the HTML. So creating a table, like how do you create a table, rows and column of a table, a heading and different data like cell data into the table. So HTML table. So let's start with the HTML table. So you see the table has rows and columns, and then you have a heading of a table. So how do you create the table? So you have like every other tag in HTML, you have a tag for the creating a table, and this tag is table tag. Table tutorial. So you just type opening and closing tab, the opening and closing tag of a table, and then inside this table you have these are like a row. So each of these are like a row, right? This is one row, this is another row, this is another row. So you need to define how many rows are there. So first inside there will be like tr means table row and close this. So if you have two rows, you can create like two rows like this, and then inside each row like you have a column. So column will be like, so there is like two different ts and td. So ts means if you have to define the table column and name like th and th. So if you define column name, let's say country, and again th, th capital. So like this, these are, you are defining the column header. So it says ts, table header, table header. But now if you have to define the column data, then you use table D. So table data. So let's say country is Nepal. And then you create another and capital will be Kathmandu. Okay. And again, like you just save it, and go here and refresh it. So you see now the table has been created. Country, Nepal, capital, Kathmandu. But it doesn't look like a table. So what you can do is you can put a border here. In a table, you can just put border. So if you just put border, so one pixel solid line, save it. Now you see there is a border of one pixel solid color. So this is like you are creating a table. But now again, if you have to create another row in a table, so you just copy paste and say India and say Delhi and refresh. So country is India, capital is Delhi. So this is how you create a table. And again, like if you have to create another column for this table, then you create th here. And when you create another th, let's say population. Now here you create another data for the population. So tt will be the data cell. Population, let's say 3, 4 years crore, or here like 104 crore. So this is how you create a table. Now if you refresh, You have another column. It says population, and population is 4 crore, 104 crore. So this is like how you create a table. The table has like border, you see border, and you define border with the styling as well. So you just define border, and the border will have attributes. So what is the border? When you create a border, how thick is the border? So you can just say here like 10 pixel also. And the solid is like what the line is like. There can be dotted line also like this. But there can be a straight line connecting everything. So it's like a solid, but you can put here dotted as well and see with black. And you refresh. So dotted is not the correct one. So black or red. So this thing can be defined with the CSS itself. Like if you have a table, because you see when you add just a border, it add border around everything like row, column. So you see all this border is there and it's like overlapping. There is a space between each of these. This doesn't look like a kind of this table where there is just one line across cell or like a column. So you have another property like border collapse, but these are like a CSS property. So if you have to add CSS here, so what you'll do is like a style, and in a style you define border. So border is equal to 1 pixel, solid, red, and then border collapse. So what it will do is like it will collapse these two border into one single border, and there will be just a one single line. See, now there is just one single line around each of these. But I only define for table. So again, you have to define for row also and cell also. So how you can do it? Like you can just copy this and paste it to the row itself. So if I just paste the same thing in the row, you'll see the difference. So now row has this line. But now if you have to define it to the column, you say same to all of this. But the one way of doing this is like you just copy here everywhere, like TS everywhere, right? But the other thing is you can just remove everything from here. And what I explained you can define with the tag. So like if it is a style, I can do table here, and I can just put this thing here. Let's say border equal to 1 pixel solid red here, and then border collapse collapse. Now this is applied to table. This style is applied to table, but I can put comma here and put th and td. So th means header and this td means table data. So now if I refresh this, go over here. Now this is like collapse into one single border. So each row and each column has like one border kind of thing. The border has collapsed into one single border. Okay, so this is how you just define. Then there are other property like background of the border color and border radius. So what is border radius? You can just copy this and put it here. So you see currently you'll be seeing like these are all like a corner kind of thing, but this corner corner will get a smooth when you just do a border radius. Uh, did I say this right? The border radius is 10 pixels. So this border will have, if I have to remove this color. So see, these are like a smooth line. These are not like a corner, pointed corner, but it's a smooth line. So this is how, if you just do like a border radius, then this will be like a circular kind of thing, like a eclipse kind of thing. Okay, so these are like a style for the border. There are different styles. Like I said, dotted. So border style you can define with like solid. Solid means it's just a straight. There's no breaking. Dotted means there is like a space, and dash is also similar to that. And then double, group, all this. You don't have to know all of this, but solid is, and dotted. Sometimes they use solid or dotted. That is fine. But again, like these are all the style you have to know, but it's not required to know everything. But you need to know like these style are there for the borders, how you can design or create different kind of borders. So these are like creating different. They have also different border and with the size. So in the table also like we have a height and width that you can define. So if you just take this table is very small, but if I want to increase the size of this table, what I can do is I can put the width of this table. So I comment this out, this, and you go to table and say width is equal to 100%. Now you come here, save it. So when you do like 100%, it means this is your whole screen, right? So if it is 100%, then it will take the whole screen. See, but now when I am resizing it, it is changing the size according to the how much screen you have. What is the size of the screen? So if you say 100%, it will cover the 100% of the screen. But if I say like just 10% or like 50%, it will cover 50% of the screen. So now this is covering the 50% of the screen. So if I resize it, it will still be 50%. See, this is like a responsive. So if you have a mobile device and you say it should be like the size of, it should automatically adjust to the size of the mobile screen. So you should use percentage. So see, if I'm using percentage, even if I change the size of the screen, it is still 50%. This is 50% and this is 50% is empty, right? So this is like in different mobile, you use like a percentage to make it adjust to the screen, different kind of screen. But if I use here like a pixel, let's say I say 100 pixels, so this won't adjust. So if I just save this, this is like 100 pixels. But again, if I say like 700 pixels, let's say, and save this, now it is covering 700 pixels. But if I resize it, this is still 700 pixels. Now if I change my screen size to a smaller, this I can't see the border. I have to scroll to see this table, whole table like this. It's going out of the screen. You mean. So this is population is out of the screen. So sometimes you use pixel, sometimes you use percentage. It depends what you are doing. So if I just use 100% here, it's fine. So for the size, I can tell you, you have percentage to use. For size, you need to just understand. You can use either percentage or pixel or REM. Don't care about REM. REM is also like a pixel, but it's like a standard unit. So if one REM is equal to sometimes like 8 pixel or 16 pixel based on the device. So this is like a standard measure. Like you say 1 kg is equal to 1000 grams, like that. It's the standard. So you use percentage or pixel, okay, for the size. So if you have your width or like I can say height also here. Height. Height is equal to 100 pixels. I just say 100 pixels, save it. Now see the height of this table is also increased to 100 pixels. So this is like table column height and width. And again, you can just put height and width to the row also, like how big is your row. So this is your one row, Nepal. But now if I just want to change the width or height of this row, what I can do is height. Yeah, so 100 pixels. Okay. So now if I refresh, the height of this will increase. See, now the height of this row has completely increased. But you can set the width also, width of this. So height has increased of a row. So this is like the size of the table. You can use height and width to control the table size. And now table header. So vertical table header. Yeah, so in the table header, like you have like text alignment kind of thing. So if you want your text to be into the center, like this Nepal is like on the left, but you want to put this into the center, what you use is text alignment. So text alignment is alignment, like alignment itself, say where do you want to put. So you come here, you can, these are the part of styling. So you just need to understand little bit of styling here. So table row text alignment is equal to center. Save this. See, now all the data in a row has come to the center. So how I am doing this? So TR, I explained you TR is a tag. So you just use tag. You should be familiar with this because I'm not going back again to teach you how to do this. Because I explained you here when you are styling something, you either use tag name or ID or class. Okay. And when you use tag name, so tag name is TR. So all that this style will apply to all the TR. So wherever you have TR, so there is one TR, there is one TR, there is one TR. So this style will apply to all the TR. Understanding what I'm saying? So this text alignment will apply to all TR. And if I put ID, so if I have ID, then I use a hash for the ID and ID name. There will be ID name. And for the class, there will be dot class name. What is the name of the class? So for example, if I just show you again here, let's say I put the ID of this thing, ID of this thing as India ID. So now if I just have to style this thing, I can just do dot India ID and then say text. What's the text? This font. So there is just color. If I just have to change the color of it, so I can say red. And if I just refresh it, or this should be in a TS. Sorry. So you are changing the color of the text. So it should be inside this TD because TD has a text India. So you just put in TD. So you have ID India and color you are changing to red. Oh, why this is not changing? ID India. Oh, sorry. This should be India because this is the ID. So ID you use as. Yeah. See now the color of this is red. Okay. So this is how you do with the ID. But again, like if you have class, you do. If it was a class, then I would have done dot ID. So if I just put here instead of ID, I do class, it will still work. So this is still red, right? So this is the difference. Either you use tag name or ID or class, and these are the styles. So what you want to do, like color, text alignment, text, everything. Like we can come to the style separately. There will be a different video for all those styling patterns. But these are like a basic style for now. So you need to understand. Okay, and then there is another thing like call span. So it means go here. You see now this call span is applied to name. So it is call span directly name itself means like column. So expand the column two times of one column. So this name is covering the two column for the name itself. Like this is the first name, this is the last name, this is the first name, last name. So name is covering the two column here. So it's this whole header is covering the two uh, column and the age is down below. Okay, so the column expand to the like how many you want to specify. So if it is like specified two, then this cell is covering the two column, this one and this column. So this is like a call span, and there will be like a row span as well. So if you check down below, there will be row, and there is separate for this one. So yeah, there is an example here. So row span, what it is doing is like this is now you have a name as this and phone number as this. So this phone number is like covering the two row, like this phone number and this phone number. Right, similar to the column, it was covering two columns. So now row span is covering two row, the phone number. So you have two phone number here and here. So it is covering the two row. Okay. So these are the things you just practice and you'll see the example here and you get to know this. So we covered header with padding. Now there is a padding. So there will be like cell padding. Cell padding means the space between the cell edge and the content. So this space that you have, this is called padding. So this is the content, and there is a space between the table border and this content. So this is like a cell padding. So how much padding you want to increase? So all this vertically or like horizontally on the top or on the down or on the left and right, these all are like a space, and these spaces are called like padding, cell padding. So you can change the padding with the padding. So if I have to change this padding for this table, so I will do TS and TD and padding. So you have like padding left, padding top, bottom, right. Okay. But you can do all this with the padding itself. So how it start? It will start from the left. So how much will be the left padding? So let's say I put 20 pixels and then and then it will go to the top. So its top will be 40 pixels. Left then right. So it is going like this. You see, you start from left, go top, and then right, and then bottom. Okay. So this is how you start. So I will just write here left, top, left, top, right, and bottom. This is how it will start. So if I just say 30 to the right and then again 50 to the bottom. So now if I save this and go up here, now see the space between all. See the left is like different, top, bottom, and right. All these are different. So this has been applied, but you can separately mention padding left like this, padding left 20 pixels, or padding right separately. So like you can specify separately, but you can cover like this also. But there is another also way of like doing padding. So you define left right. So left right is 20 pixels and the top bottom is 40 pixels. So this is another second way is like left, bottom, left and right, top and bottom. Okay. So if you just specify two, it will means this 20 will apply to left and right and top 40 will apply to top and bottom. So these are the two way of doing, like three ways of doing. Either you separately mention, do like this or do like this or do like this. These are the way of doing padding. Okay. So these are the padding you apply to cell padding and then cell spacing. So border spacing, space between each cell. Let's see. So now you have one cell here, first name, last name, age. So if you want to define the space between each cell, you can just do with the like border spacing. So border spacing means you have this space between these two cells. It says like 30 pixels, so it will apply 30 pixels. So but you see the difference here, like this is 30 pixels, but here it's like 60 pixels. Why? Because 30 pixel comes from this cell and 30 pixel comes from this cell. So this both will have like in between will have 60 pixels space. So here also like 60 pixel, here also like 60 pixel. But on the top here will be 30 pixel. Okay. So these are like a measurement kind of thing you understand with the practice. Let's go to the table, vertical. These are not required. Okay, these are not required. So you need to understand what I have covered so far. Let's repeat this again. So this is like creating a table. So for the size, you either use percentage pixel or REM. One REM is equal to 8 pixel or 16 pixel as a standard. But now, if you have to create a table, you use opening tag table and closing tag table. Then you create a row. So one is one row. This is row. This is table header. This is table data. Okay. Or you can say cell data. So cell data. So in each cell there will be data. So this is like a table data table, and if you have to change the height and width of the table, you use width or height. And then again for the row, if you just have to change the height or width, you just put the height or width of the row, each row which you want to define. And again, like if you want to use class or ID, you can use class or ID. But you can use the tag also. So th is the tag name, td is the tag name. So you can just define with the tag name or the id or class name. The table, if you have to just collapse the border, you just use border collapse or border If you just want to put a border, you can just put a border with this border and solid great pixel kind of thing. Okay, so this cover the table. I think we have to end this and join again in the another video. Okay.